Assalamualaikum. My name is Abdul Hakim. Today, my group will present about minimum wages in Malaysia. Before before myself continue to this presentation, let me introduce about my group first. Okay, me myself as earlier introduced as Abdul Hakim. Second, the second person is Shaza Alia binti Mat Sinin, and the third person is Muhammad Raizuddin bin Muhammad Rosmi. The next is we will go through about the history of minimum wages. Minimum wage is the minimum amount of remuneration that an employer required to pay wage earners for the work performed during a given period, which cannot be reduced by collective agreement or an individual contract. This is according to the ILO. The origin of the minimum wages is starting from the early 90s, when there was widespread concern about sweatshops in the United States, and particularly about the working conditions of women and children. The first implementation in 2013, the minimum wages has been set to RM 900 in Peninsular Malaysia and RM 800 in Sabah and Sarawak. And the latest implementation of minimum wages effective from 1 May 2022, the monthly minimum wage has been increased to RM 1,500 nationwide, and it is applicable to employee with 5 or more employees. An employer who carries out a professional activity classified under the Malaysian Standard Classification of Occupation must go regardless of the number of the employees. For the problem and issues, we have lined out a certain issues or problem that can be a challenge to implement the minimum wages. The first challenge we line out is caused by COVID-19 pandemic. As a result, when operation could not proceed as usual, some businesses choose to implement unpaid leave or reduce the salaries. The National Recovery Plan, the Wage Subsidy Program, and the other grants and financing program were among the policies and initiatives the government launched in addition to other measures to mitigate this damage. This led to new hires being cancelled or frozen, which in turn led to jobless, a reduction in overall employment, and a rise in unemployment. For the second problem and issues, the minimum wage effect on training. Because of labor market competition, less training is provided to employees. Most of the time, employers determine how their employees will be trained. The minimum wage is raised and wages are mandated to increase. Firms are less motivated to offer training to their employees, proven that low wages result in less training. Trained professionals could leave their current company for positions in companies that pay more and offer more career opportunities than their current employer, increasing the brain drain from one company to another. The third problem that we bring up today is the cost of the goods. The increasing constantly of goods that is not only in certain month. The pay was not good enough to cover the including others. The inflation of Malaysian currency are shockable. Other countries they have much higher price in goods, but suitable with their currency and minimum wages. Malaysian economy might lose the investor. And the next is statement of work. Based on our discussion, we decide our topics. Give part to others to find the articles that are related to the topics and discuss about the subject to get the others' opinion. For the next point for statement of work is the delegation. We go by ourselves by asking some people around, making a research on the internet, find the resources, and have a discussion among ourselves. For the reporting, whenever we found the new articles or new suggestions, we bring it up to see whether it's okay or not to be talked about. Most of the discussion were made by using social media platform, WhatsApp, easier for everyone to respond. And the suggestions, compensation is a crucial motivator that will affect the productivity. Spending money on technology will guarantee an increase in output and support revenue. Ripple effect demand. For these suggestions in implementing minimum wages, we suggest that business may consider newly emerging prospects in automation and digitalization as one of the answers in developing skilled positions in order to ensure the increase in compensation commensurate the employee's achievement. Spending money on technology will guarantee an increase in output and subsequent increase in revenue. The implementation of Malaysia's minimum wage regulation forced firms to cover both labor and non-labor expenditure. And lastly, the conclusion. We have concluded that different reactions are given to employers because they are at crossroads of a dilemma between following the government instruction and stabilizing the company economy after being affected by the spread of COVID-19. Discussion between employers, workers' union and government still in holding, and it is a good move to ensure harmony between them. Therefore, various party views is important in seeking comprehensive solution and to help government to make right decision. That's all from us, and thank you.